In this video, I'll show you what a day in the life of a product marketer looks like. In case you didn't know what a product marketer does, I am working on getting the right customers to find our products and get real close with them. I also help our marketing teams with product knowledge and the other way around. I provide marketing knowledge and input to the product teams as well, while always trying to represent our customers. Now with that knowledge, let's start with a bit of a context with me narrating over myself in third person. Victor Farkas, a 30-something living in Copenhagen, Denmark. He studied commercial photography and brand design and now works as a product marketer at a mid-sized tech company which is building an ecosystem for creative professionals and their collaborators. Victor might be over 30, but he still hasn't figured out what to do with his hair. He thinks that everybody at work reads his wiki pages, that he spends a lot of time writing, but in reality, that is very far from the truth. Hey, I thought we were supposed to be on the same team. Yeah, sorry. I meant he writes super great Confluence pages that everybody likes to read. Yeah, that's better. Let's get on with our day. On this particular day, I was working from home for the morning and I had to head out in the afternoon. Frankly, I picked a special day for this video, one where the day is not just a mixture of staring at the screen and attending meetings, but I had a real treat in the afternoon. My day usually starts around 7 AM. I just make a shake for breakfast and of course take vitamin D because I live in Denmark. It's mid-January, so it's still super dark at 7 AM and of course it is raining outside. Following breakfast, we start to get our people ready and we are out the door around 8 AM. After spending 1 minute outside in this weather is when my inner monologue starts about why did I decide to move here? Because it is not just rainy, but it is cold and super windy as well, a lot of the times. Then I remember universal healthcare, strong social support system, free education and things like that. On the way home I stopped by for some supplies that will be very much needed later on. I'm back home by around 8:30 and with completely soaked pants and cold hands I get to work. I just came back from a few weeks of vacation, so I spent the first part of the morning going over some emails that I haven't looked at yet. Once that was done, I started looking at my most urgent to-dos. I recently took my 2 products over just a few months ago. This means I also have 2 new product managers and 2 new engineering teams that I get to work closely with. One of my PMs is based here in the Copenhagen office, but the other one is sadly a little bit further away in Greece. Right now I am still doing some foundational work, such as putting together some feature descriptions, segments, communication, key messaging points, basically a go-to-market plan for both of these products, even though that they both have been out for over 6 months at this stage. I am just making sure that we have all this in one place, so that I can focus on plans for the future. I feel really lucky with this setup because while at times the number of things I'm trying to keep my eyes on feels overwhelming, it also means that I get to alternate between a plethora of different tasks and tackle different problems on 2 fairly different products. Luckily, these 2 products converge quite a bit sometimes, and they are going to overlap even more in the near future. So for the next hour or so, I jump around writing product documentation, looking at briefs and upcoming feature releases, checking in with my PMs, and having a look at upcoming external activities that I might be able to help or assist with. I come from a creative background, so having the opportunity to practice something creative, even if it's just creative problem solving, is great. Once all this is done, I mean, it's never done, but you get it. I make some tea with the much needed biscuits and an outrageous amount of oat milk in my cup. This was around 10 AM, give or take. Then I had a quick call with my manager. I couldn't attend an important meeting the day before, so he was giving me a quick update on that, and we talked about a bunch of different stuff as well. After the call, I went back to do more of some of the tasks that I mentioned above, so let's skip a little bit ahead because this is really not my good angle, if I even have one. Had an early lunch around 11:30, then I quickly packed my things and headed out the door. Luckily, it wasn't raining anymore. I've mentioned that for the afternoon I have a real treat. And this is not just that I get to join a photo shoot at one of Copenhagen's most well-known studios, but I also get to see one of my products being used in an almost real-life setting. We were in the studio to shoot some behind-the-scenes content for one of our partners' events, which is coming up in a few weeks' time. I didn't actually ask anyone's permission to record them, so if any of you are watching this, then hey, and thanks for the great content. You should like, comment and subscribe and all that jazz, right? So who is there? Our CEO, my VP, people from the creative team, a videographer, and my PM for the product we were showcasing. Aside from the videographer, everyone else on set is a colleague of mine. We are lucky enough to have not one, but 2 in-house photographers and a creative team who can create a whole concept, set it up, and photograph it themselves. The studio is amazing. The setup created by my colleagues was so beautiful, and our project manager / producer was running a super tight ship, so things were getting done at a great pace. I was there for mostly observation, for occasional tech support, even though my PM was also there, and for just helping out whenever I could. Towards the end of the shoot, we were also treated to this beautiful pink sunset. And around 5 PM, we started packing up and we were out of the studio like past. Super happy that I got to be there. It was a well-spent afternoon, and on top of a good experience, I also got to learn new things about my product, which is always a win. Then back on the bike to get home, no rain, just the usual cold and wind. And at home, I had some leftover curry with some homemade daikon pickles. Then we got our people ready for sleep, and after a shower, I was on the couch completely drained. Still, the day wasn't over, so I picked up Loved for the 5th time, like the dedicated product marketer that I am. But I couldn't pretend anymore for this video. I obviously had like 0 chance of doing any quality reading at this point. So instead, I just spent some time writing a bit for myself and played a little bit on the Switch too. And that's it. As mentioned, obviously this was not a regular day by any means, but while I do enjoy the regular days in the office, they do not translate so well into a YouTube video. Thanks so much for watching this. I have some other videos about marketing or general life in Copenhagen, so please indulge in those, or you could even subscribe to the channel if you would really want to. Thanks for watching. Bye.